Hello and welcome to our programme. Let's start with this session's headlines.
Parliament takes a stance in favour of reforming the treaties, but criticises the intention to leave out the symbols of the Union. Parliament puts an end to the postal service state monopolies. Euro MPs vote in favour of common rules in the use of food additives. At
the end of the month, the Intergovernmental Conference aimed at reforming the Union's treaties will kick off. During its plenary session, the European Parliament gave its opinion on what should be done.
While Parliament welcomed the convening of the Intergovernmental Conference, it has criticised the decision of the heads of state and governments of the Union to leave out of the new treaty the symbols of the Union and the Charter of Human Rights. EPP-ED Group spokesperson Inigo Mendes de Vigo expressed the satisfaction of the group on the decision of the summit. However, he pointed out that the final decision of Parliament will be based on the outcome of the IGC.
What we are saying to the Intergovernmental Conference is go ahead, but we will judge the IGC by its results.
Mendes de Vigo warned the Portuguese presidency about the possibility of new referenda to ratify the amending treaty.
Do not trust those political parties that are in opposition in their countries who ask for a referendum, as they will vote no, because what they really want is to destroy Europe, to destroy the government in place. Prime Minister Socrates was right when he said, any member state can create chaos for another. We should all go in the same direction to get Europe out of the impasse.
Elmar Brok, one of the three European Parliament representatives in the IGC, accepted that the Intergovernmental Conference will have as its sole objective the fulfilment of the mandate of the summit, but it is not there to elaborate new ideas.
Ich kann mir vieles vorstellen, was in einen solchen Vertrag zusätzlich hinein soll. Ich bin mir bewusst, dass manches, was wir im Konvent hatten.
I can imagine many things that one might add to the treaty. I realize that some things are missing that we had in the convention. But this is now an historic moment in that what has been agreed must be put into legally binding text, and I think we can trust the presidency to do that. And we support it in doing so as soon as possible. I regret that these symbols and many more items have been lost, especially transparency.
The postal services market in Europe will fully open up by 2010. The European Parliament decided to scrap state monopolies in the last so-called reserved area of standard letters up to 50 grams.
Plenary endorsed a package negotiated by Parliament's rapporteur Markus Ferber, who is a member of the EPP-ED group. Parliament wants national monopolies to expire at the end of 2010. After that date, service providers can apply for a license for a regional or national market. A number of service providers would then compete for customers.
What is this new directive all about? To keep it simple, it's about the change from a supply-oriented postal service to a demand-driven postal service. We've had monopolies in all member states for more than 200 years. In the debate, we learn about a good many problems in the postal sector. To me, there is only one conclusion. Monopolies are not able to solve these problems. They can only be solved through fair competition in the European Union. We have to take into account the employees, but still keep the competition approach.
Der die Bedingungen der Arbeitnehmer stark berücksichtigt, der aber trotzdem Wettbewerb zulässt.
To ensure fair competition up until the final opening date, Parliament insisted on a provision that a postal company operating in the monopoly market should not receive a license elsewhere. This principle is necessary to prevent unfair advantages for greedy monopolists in liberalised markets. But does liberalisation mean that post offices or post boxes in the country are going to disappear? Well, the answer is no. The collection and delivery of letters, even in remote areas, can be guaranteed by every member state. Postal operators, providing the so-called universal service, can receive compensation for the above-average costs. Parliament has expressed its concerns about social standards for the workforce. This is why it is calling on service providers to meet national labour law provisions. Markus Ferber expects better and innovative services for consumers and new market opportunities for service providers.
The European Parliament has taken decisive action on food additives. It voted for 4 new regulations, filling the gap on the lack of EU common rules for the use of enzymes.
Enzymes are normally used as additives in baking, brewing and cheese production, as well as in the production of alcohol and other beverages. Now, the European Parliament has voted in favour of a report by EPP-ED Rapporteur Avril Doyle, creating Europe-wide rules on the use of enzymes.
At present, there are no harmonised rules at community level controlling the use of enzymes, creating not only barriers to trade and lack of legal certainty, but also differing standards of health and consumer protection across the 27 member states, with only 3 member states having their own risk assessment procedures at present, namely the United Kingdom, France and Denmark. A regulation on food enzymes will therefore improve the operation of the single market in this area and thus promote European innovation and competitiveness, while ensuring a high level of consumer and environmental protection.
The European Parliament also voted on the authorization of food additives. In the future, enzymes and colorings, as well as other additives, will have to be authorized following an assessment of the European Food Safety Agency. The Europe-wide authorization will improve transparency as well as food safety for consumers. At the same time, it brings together and simplifies a number of different regulations, thus making it easier for businesses to cope with the new rules.
This programme was brought to you by the press service of the EPP-ED Group, the largest political group in the European Parliament. On our website, you can find an extended version of the plenary session report. See you again soon.